Only one footballer could use this ball. It's 2010 World Cup ball Jabulani. The ball was hated by every single footballer except one. It ruined games in tournament for everyone except one player. It seemed like the ball was in true love with one player, or maybe it was cursed. But Jabulani was created for 2010 World Cup, which was located in South Africa. So the idea of the name came from the verb jabula, which means to celebrate in Zulu. The ball was created with 8 thermally bonded panels, and it was reduced from 14 in the previous World Cup ball. The idea was to make the roundest ball in history, and they did it, but at what cost? Let's begin the story from the point that many players hated this ball, and the ball itself changed football history in the bad way. The ball received pre- and post-tournament criticism. Iker Casillas said, "It is very sad that a competition so important as the World Cup Championship will be played with such a ball." Brazilian striker Robinho started. "For sure the guy who designed this ball never played football. But there is nothing we can do, we have to play with it." It's important to mention that there were players that liked the ball, or at least tried to fake it, because there were a number of Adidas sponsored players which responded favorably to the ball. Álvaro Arbeloa commented that it's round like always. Brazilian midfielder Kaká said, "For me, contact with the ball is all important, and that's just great with the ball." And Frank Lampard, he said this.
I've enjoyed it very much. I think it's a very good looking ball, first of all. I love the design. I mean, I think it's very strong ball. Feels very good, very true to hit.
Stop it. Get some help.
There is also one player who made ball's unpredictable movement into his advantage, but we'll talk about it later. Despite this, many football fans, players, and I think even those players who were sponsored by Adidas felt that something is wrong with this ball. Even Messi, Ronaldo, Kaká, Rooney and Fernando Torres combined scored only one goal in the whole competition. What can I say? Numbers never lie. So what was actually wrong with the ball and why everyone hated it? Basically, the Jabulani ball moved very unpredictably in the air. As I said, FIFA wanted to make roundest ball ever to improve aerodynamics of the ball, but it also made serious problems. The Jabulani was very aerodynamic and fast moving ball, which changed its movement in the air when it was kicked at high speeds. That is also the reason why tennis balls are not perfectly smooth. Without the texture the tennis ball has, it wouldn't have spin and it would fly faster. Jabulani was so bad that teams were scared to play high passes. Argentine coach Diego Maradona said, "We won't see any long passes in the World Cup because the ball doesn't fly straight." It affected whole tournaments, the pass accuracy, the amount of goals. Many statistics were lower than usual. So far, only 33% of shots have been on target. That is down by almost 10% in comparison with the Premier League and Champions League last season, and also World Cup 26. Craig Johnson said this about Jabulani. "By my calculations, we have been denied at least 10 goals that were not scored in this World Cup so far, because of the erratic and unstable flight of the Jabulani football. Of course went in that game, but maybe, just maybe, if it wasn't Jabulani, the ball would have gone in without even touching the crossbar." And from this Di Maria shot, you can see that the ball really moves like a cheap ball from supermarket. And obviously, how can we forget Ghana against Uruguay in quarterfinals? Ghana could become the first African team to reach a World Cup semi-final, but their chances took a dip when Diego Forlan scored a free kick with the same ball that makes problems for every goalkeeper. And yes, many of you will remember this game because of Suarez's handball in the last minute, but that goal from Forlan had also a big impact. So far, everything I told you about Jabulani was negative. Everyone hated it, it changed football history and blah blah blah, right? But what if I told you that there is a true love between one player and the ball? there is a player who liked the ball as well as the ball liked him. The relationship between the ball and him was so big that it led to score most goals in the tournament, win player of the tournament, and carry his team to semi-finals. It's the same player who scored against Ghana. It's Diego Forlan. How he managed to do this? He started his show in a group stage second game where he scored amazing goal from long range and penalty against South African Republic. Then in quarterfinals he banged this free kick. Against Netherlands he also scored a goal from long range, but it wasn't enough to win against them. Not enough that in the game against Germany for third place he scored a goal which was named a goal of the tournament, and he managed to do this in one World Cup. Amazing, right? Nothing happens without the reason. With Forlan it's not exception. Practice makes perfect, right? Forlan was one step ahead of everybody else. He quickly realized that the Jabulani ball would cause problems and made some meticulous preparations ahead of the tournament in South Africa. So 3 months before the 2010 World Cup, Diego Forlan asked Adidas to send him a Jabulani ball. At Atletico Madrid he stayed after the training, practicing moves with the ball in motion and free kicks. Forlan spent months training and mastering the Jabulani, working tirelessly until he was able to bring the infamous ball under his belt. People started to believe that Forlan had Jabulani cheat codes or that someone was controlling the ball remotely, but he later revealed the secret to his success. There are no mysteries here. A lot of practice, a lot of training, and again a lot of practice. I got lucky and Jabulani behaved very well back then, and we got along great, Diego said. So this is the fairy tale of Jabulani and its true love, Diego Forlan. It ruined experience for goalkeepers and other players, but it made unforgettable memories for players who spent most time with the ball. If you watched this video till the end, check this out. I bet you will like it too.